There was a time when you thought the problem was other people. Their arrogance. Their coldness. Their disrespect. You told yourself you were just unlucky with humans, that somehow you always crossed paths with the wrong ones. But deep down, something didn't sit right. Because the pattern never changed. Faces did. Environments did. Outcomes didn't. You spoke carefully. You chose your words. You softened your tone so no one would feel uncomfortable. You explained yourself before anyone even questioned you. You smiled when something bothered you. You laughed when something crossed the line. And every time you did that, something invisible shifted. Not in your favor. People don't consciously decide to disrespect you. That's the part most people don't understand. Disrespect is rarely a deliberate act. It's a response. A reaction to signals you send without realizing you're sending them. The way you speak when you're challenged. The way your voice changes when you're unsure. The pauses you add to seek approval. The extra words you use to justify your existence. You might think you sound kind. You might think you sound reasonable. What you actually sound like is someone asking for permission to be taken seriously. There's a moment in every interaction where power quietly settles into its place. It happens fast. Sometimes in seconds. Sometimes in a single sentence. It's not about volume. It's not about aggression. It's about certainty. People feel it immediately. And when it's missing, they don't attack you. They step closer. They test you. They see how much they can take. Watch closely and you'll notice something uncomfortable. The people who are rarely disrespected don't speak more. They speak less. Their sentences are clean. Their words land and stop. They don't rush to fill silence. They don't explain emotions that weren't questioned. They don't correct misunderstandings that don't matter. You, on the other hand, were trained to overcommunicate. To clarify. Watch closely and you'll notice something uncomfortable. The people who are rarely disrespected don't speak more. They speak less. Their sentences are clean. Their words land and stop. They don't rush to fill silence. They don't explain emotions that weren't questioned. They don't correct misunderstandings that don't matter. You, on the other hand, were trained to overcommunicate. To clarify. To soften. To prove you're not a threat. And slowly, without anyone ever saying it out loud, you taught others that your boundaries are flexible, that your discomfort is negotiable, that your presence requires validation. This isn't about confidence as a personality trait. It's about psychological posture. The internal decision of whether you believe you belong in the space you occupy. People don't listen to your words first. They listen to your nervous system. They feel whether you're grounded or seeking. Whether you're anchored or adapting. When you speak from a place of need, even politely, others sense it. They sense the hunger for approval behind the sentence. And hunger never commands respect. It invites control. There's a reason certain people can say almost nothing and still dominate a room. It's not mystery. It's integration. They're not split between what they feel and what they show. They're not negotiating with themselves mid-sentence. Their voice doesn't betray them because they're not hiding from their own reactions. You've probably noticed this too late, after conversations ended. The regret. The replay. The "why didn't I say it differently" loop. That loop isn't about intelligence. It's about alignment. When what you think, feel, and say are disconnected, your speech leaks weakness. Not emotional weakness. Psychological fragmentation. The shift happens when you stop using speech as a defense mechanism. When you stop talking to prevent conflict. When you stop explaining to avoid rejection. When you allow your words to stand without cushioning them. This doesn't mean becoming cold. It means becoming precise. It means letting discomfort exist without trying to fix it with language. It means understanding that silence, when owned, is not emptiness. It's pressure. People don't mess with someone who talks like this because there's nothing to grab onto. No excess emotion to manipulate. No justifications to twist. No insecurity to poke. Just presence. And presence is intimidating to anyone who relies on chaos, dominance games, or subtle power plays. The moment you change how you speak, you'll notice something else change too. People interrupt you less. They hesitate before crossing lines. They listen longer. Not because you demanded respect, but because your inner structure finally matches your outer expression. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about removing what never belonged there in the first place. If you understood, welcome to the club. Rise or repeat. The choice is yours.